Hello and welcome back. In this video we're going to be going over more features of HTML tags. So I want you guys to keep in mind that May 12th, Monday, is the last day to drop with a refund. If anybody needs to drop because they don't feel that they're understanding the course material or they think it's going to be too difficult, send me an email and you can voice your concerns and we can decide. I would rather have students stay in the class and really try than to just drop it because they don't think they're going to be able to pass the course. I think for most people it should not be too difficult. I don't plan on making the assignments difficult. As long as you have enough time to complete them. It is a summer course, so it moves a little fast, but I don't plan on making it as much work as a calculus or physics course. It's not going to be a huge amount of work. So shoot me an email and keep that date in mind. So let's move forward. Last time we started with HTML tags. In this video I'm going to go over some slightly more, I don't know if I'd say advanced features, but we'll delve a little bit deeper into tags. So last time we went over some basic tags. I'll just kind of review them, but make sure you watch the last video before you watch this one, or it won't make a lot of sense. This is a bold tag, and I click over here. So we have Dreamweaver up and running, and still in the split view. These are tags. This is the format, and hope everybody remembers all that from the last video. Let's dive into one of the tags that we talked about before. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy and paste a piece of text from an actual paragraph. That way we can play with it a little bit. Okay, so we have a piece of text here. There is a feature of tags that we can sort of give the tag a little bit of extra information. They're called attributes. So one of the nice features of Dreamweaver and other similar tools will be as you type, it'll give you options. That way you don't have to remember a lot of this stuff. And it's not really common to memorize a huge number of things with HTML. Typically, just like anything else, the things you use the most, 10 or 20%, you'll just memorize, and then anytime you need to look something up to do another task, then you consult either just in general the internet, or I don't think most people look into the HTML standards. Usually what you'll do is type in the exact thing you're trying to do, and then Google can figure out, or Stack Overflow, or some of the other programming sites. So let's get back into this, into attributes. One of the attributes, let's do a line. So we say line, A-L-I-G-N, equals, and let's center it. And then click over here. So what we did was we modified the paragraph. We said that now we're going to center the paragraph, and then you can see on the right it modified it, centered it. Alignment is a pretty common thing. So by default the paragraph I think is aligned left. Let's look at some of the other options, and I think to get those, just the easiest way is to just start typing again. We can justify it, and then we'll see the text is justified. For those that don't know, justified means it's the same width on both sides. So let's compare justify to left aligned. So see how it is right now once we click left, and then you can see on the right side that's the difference. And then we can write align. You'll see this is a pretty common thing, and you can see there's a lot of different attributes. You're not going to use very many of them. If you need to use some of the more advanced ones, you'll just look them up. I wouldn't stress over it too much. Let's move on. If anybody has any questions, post them in the comments and I'll answer them. Let's go and do some more tags here. Let's do one called the div. Let's get started in this one. This one's actually kind of an important one. So what does the div do? It actually is short for division, and you're creating some sort of logical division. And I know that's really generic, so think about maybe a division might be something like a paragraph, but you don't want to necessarily mark it paragraph because it may not be a paragraph. You'll see this one and another one called span a lot. That's another one. Just keep them in mind for now. You're going to see them a lot. Just know that they exist. We'll go over them more when we get into CSS, which is later in the course, and you use them together a lot. You'll use span and div with CSS. Another one that's somewhat common you'll see is pre, and that one means pre-formatted text. So let's paste our paragraph again in here. And so you can see this one is kind of, it doesn't have any formatting to it. It's just one long thing. So another common one you'll see are these headline ones, and it's H1 through 6. So you can see it kind of modifies it. I wouldn't depend on it looking exactly like this every time in every page. What you're doing is you're marking and saying it's a headline. I wouldn't, if you want something to be bold and larger, make it bold and larger. I wouldn't use a headline to make it bold and larger, if that makes any sense. If you're creating a news article and you want to put a headline in there, then use headline. Don't use it in the middle of the paragraph because you want to make it something bigger. And then this is a second headline and a third headline. The idea being each number as you go down would be less important. So if you're doing, say, something like an outline, each headline, so you have a main headline and then a second headline underneath it, each one is less important, and so by default it makes it smaller. You can modify that different ways. So let's stop here. In the next video I'll start going into using Dreamweaver specifically to do some of these things, because a lot of you, I realize, are designers and you're not going to necessarily every single day sit and typing HTML all the time. You'll want to hop back and forth, and it's pretty common to use the split view, but if you just want to modify a couple things in a page that's already there, there's no use in going into the HTML and modifying it. One of the reasons you have a tool like Dreamweaver is so you can make quick changes and visually see them instantly and have the tool help you out. So we'll delve a little deeper into that next video.